Alright guys, welcome back to another video. My name is GrimReaper2458 and we'll be back to making some videos. I won't talk too much about it because I know it's boring and people don't want to hear me blah blah. So, Mod Overviews is a series where I take a look at mods I've done in the past or done recently. This one was done in 2018 and then finished in 2020. So let me show you what it is. Here it is. And its name is Talon. And I do have some painter's tape right there because it was my actual signature and not my preferred signature now. As you can see, it's a raven with a body kit on it. Let's get to talking about it. So this raven was bought from eBay in 2018, and then I got the other green raven, which I'll eventually do a video on. It's a sleeper build that had its battery door, or I had a raven fire, and then I had this. I don't know how to keep track of this stuff, but I eventually ran with a stock-ish raven that had a worker 2S build, or 2S motors, 132 size motors, and a switch. And then I took it to a local dart club, which I think is still open, which I don't know how COVID affected it. But then I remember the rev switch getting stuck and beating the raven against the floor. Trying to get the rev switch unstuck. So as you can see, it's a painted blaster. Flip it over for you. And from a distance, this might not look so bad, but when you do get up close, you can see some of its uglier details. This has a hole drilled into it. This is all kind of mismatched, and I didn't paint the inside as much as I could. As you can see, it was a green raven, so I don't feel like I'm missing out too much. So, where'd this come from? I had the raven apart, and it was a nice summery day in 2018, and so I decided to paint the thing red, and without sanding the grip off. And then there's a darker bit where the red was on the grip, and it does not look good. And then I decided to go at it with a paintbrush with some black, I think acrylic paint. I don't really remember too much about how this came about. And I brush painted it black, so there's some brush marks because I didn't use thinner, because I didn't know what thinner was. I still have the digital camo on here. If I were to do this now, I'd sand all that digital camo off because it's just ugly as all shit. And then later, I bought a raven kit for it because I bought it for my stinger, but I didn't decide to put it on the stinger because it would have affected the, obviously, sleeper-esque build about it. And then I decided to put some green on here by taking a brush, putting it in some paint, and then putting my fingers across the bristles to give it a kind of blood splatter kind of look. And so I painted this guy and then went at it with a silver Sharpie in 2022. Nope, 2020. And I got this barrel from a old Star kit for the Strife. It came with this really bulbous flash hider that was 3D printed, and unfortunately it cracked over time, which kind of sucks. But I feel like it finishes off the front end of this very nicely, because it gives it a nice kind of toy flash. Also, I want to say, I know someone's going to comment about it, and yes, there is not enough orange on this. In fact, there is no orange on this blaster. And that was done intentionally, because I wanted this to be a kind of prop build. By its name, it's probably earned that prop, I guess, nature about it. But I painted it like this because it was a prop. I'm never taking this outside and not gonna sell it to some oblivious person who might do something stupid and get shot with it. If you're going to paint something like this, either don't post it online because you're going to get the same people telling you to not do it, which is good, but it kind of gets annoying after a while. or just leave it inside. Don't be stupid. Or if you have some kind of private place that you can do this, have fun. But the worker kit is from this bulbous front, this little triangle piece, and the stock. I absolutely wish they would sell the stock separately because I want to do it to some Stravens. Because it gives it a really nice length to it. And gives it a really nice shoulder ability, and the grip is right where you want it. And then I had some Picatinny left over from a Strife build. I had it originally cut at the end here, and then this was from that section that was cut, and then I slapped it on the side here. Which actually came out a lot better because I didn't want it to have any Nerf rail on it. And so when I went to overhaul it, I put the new rail on it, and for some reason it's warped on the end. It's kind of like this. I don't really know what's going on. The name Talon was inspired by a real-life friend, and this is their signature. It's upside down, but that gives it more character. And this is a Containment Crew battery door, and as you can see, it's been lipoed. I'll talk about the internals in a second, but the name Talon was a enemy to the persona that they have, and the hero is going to be named. This is going to be named after the hero that she has it as. So I think it'd be fun to have kind of similar builds. This one won't be as realistic because I want to run this in HPZ. Also spoilers. But I made this one, I painted it without the intention of naming it Talon, or even, I didn't even know the person at the time when I made this. So it got flipped around. And then when I put this, I had the stock internals in it, or I had the worker internals that didn't work too well. And I put this guy on the shelf and just kind of looked at it from time to time, wishing I had money to do it. And then I did help a friend who, sorry about my low voice, I'm kind of tired. But I helped them redo their deck, and then I got some money, some pocket change, and I got enough to overhaul this guy. So what I had to get was a battery door, a Containment Crew magazine release, which I think more people need to get these. They're perfect length, and they just feel great. I absolutely love the Containment Crew magazine release. I got a new cage, which I believe is a 42 Gen 2 Raven cage from Out of Darts, with, I think, fangs from a Dead Strife and some Bulldog wheels. We'll crack this guy open in a second. So yeah, that's the inside and out of this guy. And for the magazine, I just took a Rapid Strike magazine that had some weird defects on it and painted it black and kept this guy clear, so when you put some darts in it, let me get some darts. I'll talk about the magazine as I load it, because it's going to be boring, but the magazine was from an old Rapid Strike, of course, that my friend had, and he just gave me the magazine because he didn't like it, apparently. I still need to get my Centurion from him, but I don't talk to that person anymore. Regardless, this is for the back piece, so you can see how much is loaded. Inspiration from this and the green blood splatter was from Coop. He did a long shot Strife integration and did some red blood splatter, and I did some green because the blaster was already red, and some green gives it more alienness, which the blaster is named after an alien type creature. And then threw this magazine in, and I quite like it. I would have actually done this banana magazine. I think it fits it 1000% more, but I'd have to paint this one, and then I'd just have this one lying around. And it's from the era that it was made, 2018. This guy would be nice to do in the future. right now. It's just sitting on a strife. So enough blabbing on about the inside and out of this guy. Let's take it apart. So I'll cut to you when I'm gonna be taking this apart, because it's gonna take forever. Now, I haven't taken a look of what's been in here for 2 years now, so be gentle. Ooh, yeah. Alright, let's zoom you in here. Alright, so nice glob of epoxy. I put this piece of an Alpha Trooper lock in here to make sure it was stable, and actually it's working pretty well. You can see it's a pretty simple rewire. These Ravens are pretty uncomplicated. Got some space in between the barrel and the thing there. Oh yeah, I remember. Under here is Talon, to show that its name is Talon, because I didn't have a place to write it. The voltmeter that's wired, voltmeter up here, is wired to the switch, so when the jam doors flips open, the switch depresses, and the light will turn on, and it will show the voltage. It's a pretty, not too complicated Raven build. Just, pretty simple, honestly. It runs on a 2S LiPo that fits in here and has enough space to be into the, for the LiPo to fit. As you can tell, I've definitely improved. Let me show you the example. So, 2018 and 2022. Definitely improved painting. So, I'll throw this guy back together and then we'll do a final overview. I won't be doing a firing demonstration because it is late at night and I'm really tired. Alright, got a LiPo in here. It's a, let me see, 7.4 volt, 1100 milliamp LiPo battery. It's a 2S LiPo, judging by the 7.4 volts. And it powers up these fangs. Powers up the fangs pretty fast. Now, the voltmeter over here, like I said, works when this guy gets, it's a little low at the moment. When this guy opens up, it glows red. On camera, it looks a little orange, but it's almost, it's a little bit brighter than the red on the blaster. But yeah. So, I think that'll do it for Talon. Let me know if you guys like Talon, if you hate it because it has a black barrel and some triggers black. Comment your thoughts about what you think Talon is, what kind of creature he is if you're so inclined. I doubt no one will because no one watches the ends of these videos. But hey, doesn't matter to me. Anyways, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day or night. Stay awesome. See you guys later.